Hey guys, it's Heinzie here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're brand new to this channel, please smash that subscribe button. It really, really helps us grow this awesome channel. Just finished the Gridsy session on Twitch, 10 p.m. Eastern, every single Friday night. Had an amazing chat with Arnold. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for making the time to join us, my friend. Love to have you back again soon. Can't wait. But we had a really cool chat about the game. Had a cool chat about the production value as well and what's involved in making an amazing spectacle that he creates every single week. And of course, we had to touch on that delicate subject of how much love it is at the moment between Arnold and CG. So guys, really cool chat. Enjoy. We'll be back again 10 p.m. Eastern next week with our brand new community manager, Meathead, joining us live, answering your questions. You won't want to miss it. 10 p.m. Eastern, Galactic Lich and Heinzie. Enjoy the chat.
Professional
There we go.
streamer.
I said once.
Streamer.
I said once Arnold, that I
man.
was a professional streamer at a low point, and I've never heard the end of it since. That is an example of exactly why I am not. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up and running. Kyber Club in the house. It's all happening. Java Juice at the ready. We are up and pumping. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you so much for all the support as well in chat and the hype train. It helps us grow this awesome channel, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But guys, we are up and about. We have an absolute superstar joining us for the first time on a Friday night stream, which is pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I am absolutely thrilled about this. I threw it out there as a that would be cool, wouldn't it? And Alan's gone, yeah, let's do it. And it's like, okay, we're doing this.
I gotta give a special shout out to Toyota because man, my Discord is an absolute mess. Like I got probably like several hundred unread messages, and Toyota, he's like pinned at the top. So when he messages me, it shows up right away. He's like, oh, by the way, Heinzie's asking. Then it's like, oh, okay. So you had to like dig through, find you. So big shout out to Toyota, man. I was joking with Heinzie right before the stream. You're the unofficial community manager of Galaxy. I was like, CG should have temporarily hired you to run the community manager position.
He would, but he's too busy running Discord servers. He hasn't got time for CG as well.
Yeah,
he just can't put that in, you know?
He likes being unpaid, right? He doesn't want to get paid by CG.
But it's great
That
to
is
have you
too
here.
true.
Guys, everyone from the Kyber Club, everyone joining us who normally don't join us on this channel, guys, you are more than welcome. We do this every single Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We knock out some GAC. I do some really dumb stuff. I make some stupid moves, but it all works out in the wash and we have a good time. So you're more than welcome to come hang with us anytime when Fridays roll around and our boy is kicking back and relaxing Arnold after a big week of GAC action. So, guys, you are more than welcome. It's great to have you here. Let's get down to it because we have Arnold for a little while, to be honest. So let's just jump straight into it. It is a Friday night. It is obviously normally family night, and we do really, really appreciate you spending time with us, man. We know how important family is, of course, doing this. But we have a couple of questions we're going to ask, which is cool. We've got some that we've been working on. We're going to start off with a bit of a warm-up round in a second. But just quickly, guys, if you have any questions you want to ask Arnold, this is, of course, the People's Channel as well. So if you've got any questions, do us a favour, tag Grid, tag @Gridden in chat, and if there's any really cool questions that we haven't come up with that we think would be cool to ask Arnold, here's your chance. So guys, it's totally up to you. So get in there. We have the man here, and get your questions in. Grid's just done an example of one right now. Twit is in chat right now. He wants a little bit of there we go, baby, up and running. There you go. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. But guys, let's get straight into it. I have turned the alerts off, guys, because it gets a bit full on and a little bit noisy for a while. So I have turned off all the fun stuff, but I will turn it on later on, I promise. We got a lot to cover. But yeah, look, Arnold, mate, it's great to have you here, and we're going to give you a bit of a warm up round. We're not going to be too nasty off the rip, okay? So we got a couple of questions that we've thrown out there that we're going to roll with, and let's see where we go from there. I think that's the best plan of attack because, I mean, let's be honest, we don't plan too much, do we, Grid? It's just not our style, mate. So
I mean,
that's how I like it. Fast and loose, shooting from the hip, baby.
That's exactly how we roll. That's exactly how we roll.
I'm just like, hey, by the way, look at this. We're probably going to have Arnold. And I was like, oh no.
Man, you guys have handled big shoes. You've had CG do the big Mace Windu stuff. You should be prepared for something like this at this point. You made it to the end game of content creation right there.
Mate, we live and learn, and we get better, and we try and aspire to be as good as possible, don't we all? I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's the strive,
man.
We're
always learning. But no, I've got a bit of a warm-up round, and I'm going to start with a warm-up round, and then our boy Grid's going to talk to you a little bit about GAC, if you're okay with that. Ooh. So we got a couple of questions questions that we're going to throw at you. Now, we're going to start with probably the most important question in the world, which is really, really important.
Okay.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I've had it a few times. It's when I'm feeling a little frisky, a little eccentric. I got to say, man, this is horrible to do to my body back then. But probably around like 2015, 2016, it's Friday. Once every once in a while, we get like a bunch of Domino's pizza, me and my guys. And, it's like, first off, Domino's, I don't know if you have it in Upside Down America.
Yeah.
Problem number one right there. And secondly, doing it on a weekly basis, my gosh, that did a damage to my my figure. I had to lose like 80 pounds on keto a couple months later because that was just not a good habit. But I have done a few things. I've done, what's it called? I've done pineapple. It's not my go-to, but if I had to, if my life depended on it, I would do it. I've had some other interesting combinations on pizza, but not my go-to.
Fair enough.
Out of 1,000 pizzas, I might have it on 2 of those.
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's get to the next one, mate. Another really good one. Okay, which one's your favorite all-time Star Wars movie? Which one stands out as the ultimate? Yes, that's the go-to. Which one is it? Where are we at?
Okay, well, there's 2 answers. Firstly, the scientific, mathematically proven answer. There is no opinion when it comes to this. The best Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back. That's what an intellectual would say. But from more of a sentimental standpoint, Revenge of the Sith, man, that's my personal favorite. But if I had to be intellectual and be the mathematical correct way, it's Empire Strikes Back. I said that's what made Star Wars, in my opinion. But Revenge of the Sith, man, I've watched that movie way too many times to count. I've reenacted that movie. I've role played it with my siblings. Definitely one of my biggest childhood movies growing up, I gotta say.
Love it. Absolutely love it, mate. I need to ask, of course, now I assume this is going to be, of course, an Empire character, but your favourite Star Wars character of all time? Which one are we thinking is the one that you go, that's my boy, or girl?
It's got to be Darth Vader. Come on. I mean, there's a lot of good characters. I mean, that's obviously the generic answer to give, but I do like Thrawn before he kind of got like, I don't know what the heck they did to him in Rebels, but the books, I love the way the books were written by Timothy Zahn. It's just that was like that's the Thrawn I like to keep in mind. But I mean, obviously, Darth Vader set the pace for cinematic history. And like when you think of like classic villains that moved storytelling forward, like Darth Vader, man, definitely a cornerstone to all that. So Darth Vader's probably again the logical, straightforward answer. But I do I like Thrawn outside of his Rebel appearances. I like it. Very, very good answer.
Excellent.
We need to know at the moment, of course, we have the game that we all know and love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Who are we missing?
It's a fun little mobile game if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah, just in case you haven't heard of it, guys.
I don't play those games. Those are for people that poop on the toilet and play.
Everyone's done it. You know you have. Don't lie. Straight up.
Oh, absolutely.
Which character haven't we got that we need, Arnold? Which one are we missing, mate? Which one?
Hondo. Hondo, 1000%. I want a pirate faction. I mean, for the most part, the characters cool. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I mean, I know they have art assets made. They have art assets made for a bunch of things. That doesn't really say much. It's from what I remember back in the day is that they have a bunch of art assets pre-made. It's just deciding when they put the flesh on the bones, so to say. So I wouldn't be surprised if they already have the assets made. It's just a question of when at this point. Yeah. That's usually what CG says. What do they say in your interview? Like, in a given amount of time, if Galaxy of Heroes is around, of course, every character could go. So something along those lines. Yeah. I definitely want Hondo. Before that, it was Lord Vader, Jedi Master Kenobi. We got those guys. So, I mean, at this point,
regretfully.
Yeah.
Lord Vader.
I like how I was like the fringe opinion on that, and people are coming around. I saw it from a mile away. Now it's like the mainstream opinion about Lord Vader. But nonetheless, it's cool seeing him, although he looks like Jedi Council RGL. But I don't know if we want to open up a can of worms on that one right there.
Yeah.
We might.
Sure, why not? Let's go off at it. But no, you're right. There's certainly the similarities there. You're absolutely right. They definitely took it and took a lot of inspiration from Consular. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
we're gonna see the day like when the random characters start getting added. You're like, oh, maybe the Galaxy of Heroes won't be around for too much longer. Here's all these characters that you want, and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah. I remember when Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker came out, and that's like people were like, oh crap, is this the end of the game? Because way back
I remember that. Yeah.
They did like one of those self interviews or whatever they call it. They interview themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
And the question came about Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and they were worried about releasing him too soon because they would think it would spell the end of the game. People think it's the end of the game, and then he comes is like, okay, are we going beyond it? So obviously the game's still around, but Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker was that character that people thought would be like we're getting close to the end of this game being around. So we're a couple years past that.
Yeah, I think we're good for now. I think we're safe
Yeah,
in
we're
the
a
short
couple years
term.
past
I
it,
think
yep.
we're safe in the short term for sure. Okay, so Arnold, when you've had a big day of GAC, top end gameplay streaming, you're kicking back on the couch, you've got the robe on, you're kicking back with your Java Juice after a big one, you grab out the headphones, you put them on, you turn on your favourite music sort of setup. What sort of tunes would we expect to come through the earpods of Arnold these days, mate? Is there something standing out that you like these days?
I mean, this is so generic. I first want to say this. I was listening to this music before it became cool, and now everyone listens to it, so now I sound like a high schooler, but I love Post Malone. He's I swear.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm his cousin Cost Malone. He's Post Malone, so I've always been a big Posty fan. I went to see him in concert a couple years ago. My gosh, that was a crazy concert. But usually the cycle of music I listen to is Daft Punk, Post Malone. I like some Kanye, and then I like my Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. I'm a little over the place, but more, like the generic playlist is mostly Post Malone, Daft Punk, things around that circle.
I like it. I've got a couple more. We're not quite done yet. We've got another one that we need to ask, of course, about your...
I love this one.
We need to ask about your offshoot Gary. Is he real? Is he actually real? Is Gary real?
Yeah.
Or is he a bit of a cutout? Is Gary the real deal? That's what we need to know. Oh, look out. We're getting proof. How are we getting proof? Where's our boy Gary? Where's our boy Gary at? Oh, there he is.
You think I make this stuff up? You think I make this stuff up? You literally think I sit in a room all by myself with tons of employees, just talking to myself? Come on, guys. Come on. Give me a harder question.
This is the warm-up round. We're not done yet. We're just warming up.
Gary just got freaking yeeted, man. That was a Spartan kick.
He's gone. He's gone.
Used to it. Someone's got to take the heat around here.
I did love the thumbnail the other day of you slapping Gary.
Oh,
that was magnificent. That was one of the best
Will
thumbnails
Smith.
I've ever seen.
Oh gosh, that was such a weird thing that happened, but it was we got a learning lesson out of it. And Gary was more than happy to be one of our students for that.
It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. We need to get down the secret sauce.
Literally.
What's the recipe for Java Juice? I mean, we need to know. What's the recipe for Java Juice when you're sitting there smashing out a hard GAC battle, man?
You really want to die if I tell you I gotta kill you. All right. It's pretty accessible for the most part.
Yeah.
So I get this sugar-free lemonade from Jewel or any local store by you. And then I get this, I don't know the exact name. It's something the lady at the starter store gets me. It's some sort of hibiscus refresher or something like that. You mix it together. It's kind of like a knockoff strawberry lemonade type of thing. That's one of the many flavors I like to run. It just gets me pumping, man. Gets me pumping. Tastes pretty darn good. And then if you're trying to go budget Java Juice or something, just get a nice little thing of the zero sugar fruit punch mix, and man, you're good to go.
I like it. I like it. So the last question, and this is more for something that I'm after.
Last one, this
is
was
me.
great,
No,
guys.
this is the warm-up round.
Oh, the warm-up round.
We're going to get into
This is great.
stuff.
Thanks. It's been fun.
We're just and he's gone. No, I'm kidding. So a little while ago, I got sent a clip, Arnold, a little while ago. This may ring a few bells. I'm
From
just
the
going to.
OnlyFans?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Arnold fans. Give me a second. Let me just play this clip. This could be a little bit familiar. It's only a little quick one.
Hell, preload my.
So that is you, Arnold, doing the core yell, the core sound. Is there any chance of getting a new live 2.0 version of a core? Can you rip out a big core for us?
Are you part of COD now or something?
No, I'm not. I'm in Shadowlands, but let me tell you, that was bloody hilarious. That was really funny.
I got to do it all the time because I see call literally 8 out of 10 times in a Grand Arena season.
Yeah.
So hold on, let's see if we can get ready.
Let's see if we can get a live one up and running. That'd be cool.
There we go.
That's magnificent. doesn't. Love it. It's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant, mate. Love it. It's great. All right, so that's our warm-up round, guys.
Oh
We're
my
just
God,
warming
I
up.
love
This is
that.
the best bit. So we're gonna get down to things now that we're gonna get serious about. We're gonna get into it now. We've got a bit to cover, and our boy Grid's going to reel it out. Now, before we go any further, I do need to congratulate you, of course, with your GAC ranking right now, man. You're up and about. You're up the top end. Congratulations. It's pretty cool.
Who do you think? You think I made up the name King of Triple B? You know, that's kind of a God-given title right there. You know, I don't just make up my own titles around here.
But no, from us, mate, congratulations. It's tough stuff up the top end, mate. So well done so far. But I think Grid's got some GAC questions he wants to ask you, mate. He's going to go after it.
Sure,
if we can. That'd
all
be
right.
great. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously the biggest, hottest topic, and you touched on it a little bit, but yeah, I'd love if you could give us a little bit of your opinion on the 3 fleet defenses coming. Now, this is obviously for the entirety of Kyber League, and that's when I get worried because Kyber won for the most part, right? That's the 6-7, plus mil GP accounts. You're probably going to be relatively okay. But especially like the Kyber 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Just give us a little bit of your opinion on the 3 fleet defenses. You personally, you're probably going to be fine. For other people in Kyber League, probably going to get shocked. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the 3 fleet defenses.
Yeah, I believe when I was talking about you on the stream today, you're in Kyber 1 Grid, right? But you're like 7-8 million or something like that, GP.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
7. Yeah,
7.8. You're like 10 something, right?
Yeah,
you're around my neck of the woods.
I'm just about to crack 10, mate. Yeah, I'm just about.
Okay,
to crack
so
10.
I just cracked 10 the other day as well.
Yeah.
For Heinzie and I assume at 10 mil, you got all the tools in your chest, right, Heinzie? All
Yes,
the
sir.
chips.
Yes, I do.
You got the enchilada. You got the whatever the heck that bomber thing was called that no one talks about.
Yeah, I've got all the toys.
Yeah.
All the toys. Yes.
So you like someone like you and me, Heinz. I feel like it will be okay. Not to say it's going to be a cakewalk because how the mathematics work out, right? Because there's really only 7 legitimate fleets, right? You can't really fill out Tarkin and there was this other Mace Windu guy. He's got a fleet, I think, but you can't use those guys. So you really only got 7 operational fleets. So for you and me, Heinz, you can only get maybe 1 drop ship battle on, let's say, Executor. And if you drop any more, you are donezo. Thanks for playing Grand Arena. Get the hell out of here, buddy. Why are you playing our game? Type of deal. But for someone like like Grid, who's 8 million, which is still a great GP to have, I'm guessing you don't have the bomber, you don't have the enchilada. Do you have TIE Interceptor?
I mean, I have them unlocked, but barely.
Barely.
I'm in that I'm creeping up. I'm creeping up into having kind of 7 fleets functional, but I'm on the edge of it because I don't have the Relic Biston and that fleet. I can't justify relicking some of those pilots to round out fleets, but now I might have to. I'm in a weird spot.
It's one of those adapt or die situations that CG's kind of putting on us. I mean, at the end of the day, here's a real situation here. It's a mobile game, and ask any entrepreneur in the world. They would love to control both supply and demand, and that's the beauty about creating a mobile game economy because you have both access to supply and demand. And right now, they're creating that demand for ships, fleets, because right now, before it's there's not a real big need. I got my Executor, I got my Negotiable 11s. I'm kind of settled. You don't really need more than that. Now they're creating this artificial demand, and I assume they're going to provide that supply. But where the current things are right now, I think they should honestly keep it to, if they want to, keep adjusted Kyber 1 or create maybe a new tier above Kyber 1. I don't know what Beskar or something like that. Where,
that'd be cool.
Where you got the Krakens, the big whales that are able to compete at that level of fleets. And the only other thing I can think of that might be a mild degree of confidence or inspiration to those that might be like Grid or down below where they don't have all the tools. Well, a lot of people you might be facing might not have all the tools as well. So the dictation of who's going to win Grand Arena, it might come down to who can clear around ships a lot better than the other. So here's the thing, before the Grand Arena changes happen, we had this mentality, full clear or bust, right? And the new Grand Arena changes came in. Full clears don't mean crap.
Yeah.
And, we're kind of still, some people are still in that thing. They're like, oh, you didn't full clear. Well, it's like, well, I won and I'm in top 5 right now. So it doesn't matter if you full clear.
Yeah.
So I think to ease the pain a little bit, we might need to think, all right, well, the new full clear is going to be whoever can clear the most ships and who can do the most efficient run around ships. So it's going to suck, though, for people like maybe, let's say, Grid goes up against me or you, Heinz, because he's a great player. He's in Kyber 1. He's made a small roster punch up with some big guys out there. But now there's definitely going to be this disadvantage. It's the problem
Stop.
I've had.
I'm gonna blush.
I
I'm
saw
gonna
your
blush.
your developer content creator showdown, man, and it's crazy because you weren't the one clicking the buttons, right? You had to convey it quickly to Cubs to get through the plays, and man, you played fantastically. I gotta say this: I think a lot of people had you as the underdog, and I loved seeing you guys climb up to the very top, and you guys came close to taking the developers on one by one.
Yeah, he did well to finish fourth on the leaderboard behind me. He did a great job. Yeah, no, he did really, really well.
You
Yeah,
guys are
you're
way
right.
too kind. This is way too nice.
I had to say it. I had to say it.
Gosh, I lost my train of thought. I was saying, I know what I was saying. So the problem I have with this Grand Arena system is at least before you're kind of kept within a rough division where people are kind of around the same GP as you. I'm not a fan of skill rating in Galaxy Heroes because yes, there's skill, but it's also how many toys do you have in the bid. So yeah, that's the second I saw that, I was not a fan of the skill-based matchmaking. It's not like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike where you all got the same weapons and perks for the most part. So the play field is kind of leveled out. For this though, it's gonna suck more is that if you go up against Heinz or me, you might be able to win, but mathematically the odds aren't in your favor. Yeah, we out fleet you. Let's just say you outskill us. The problem is, if you're semi decent with a bigger roster, you should be able to triumph over the person that might be good, but they just don't have as big of a sword to take you down. So I think that's really my long-winded problem with all. I'm not a fan of it. I would have only been okay with it maybe if it was just contained to Kyber 1, the entirety of Kyber. It's going to be rough, but I think the only element of comfort I can give is that, there's going to be other people in Kyber 1. They're going to be struggling too. So just look at the roster, kind of investigate if they're also in a similar situation where they're going to have a problem with fleets and kind of plan around that. Because I don't know if that's changed, but I believe someone said that now the north side has more points because of ships and characters. And it used to be south, right? You'd put your best stuff on the south because that's where I have to double check. I can't confirm
in fives. I think it's bottom, but in threes, I think it's top. I think it used to change.
I thought because of the extra ship on top, it increased the points. I have to double check. That was just something I kind of heard.
I think it will because it's a 240 clear versus 186, but now you have the 3 fleets, which is a additional potential 210. So I think it might take it.
The Conqueror bonus is 219 now. I think it was like 180 something before, wasn't it? Or my
then definitely it's going to be
then now definitely
for Conqueror,
and then you got
more expensive.
Right. So I think we need to understand for those that are going to be outgunned, there's going to be other people in your boat than Kyber 1. I think you just need to get comfortable that full clears might not be a thing. Obviously, of course, if you can, Striper, but just be comfortable with the fact that probably neither of you might be full clearing. And I've had this situation a lot, even at my level. It comes down to who can clear the most other zones and be more efficient with the other characters.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that perfectly leads into the next question I was going to ask you is that the challenge, and I mean, you kind of already answered it. So feel free to, if you want to tag anything on top of it, feel free. But some of the challenges of being in those top GAC brackets, for me personally, what I've seen, because I watch your streams and whatnot, and I see, and I'm always like, there's this part of me, just like you're saying, I'm like, the full clear, I'm like,
the pride thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to get 1700 plus, and then I'm, thumbs up and I feel good. But seeing a lot of your streams and Loki and Heinze and all these top end players, a lot of the times it's not a full clear, or if it is, it's like 1600, maybe even like 1500, because it's just drop battles. So if you have anything on top of that, feel free to further expound on if you think there's any kind of unique challenges of being in that top 50 and top 10 GAC. I'd love to hear anything.
Because the strategy I'm opting for now it's a little bit slightly more extreme than what I used to do. And I think that's why people are surprised by my gameplay, because when in the old Grand Arena system, I would always hit Kyber. That was like nothing new, but I would never be like super high up because you'd have to hit all the stupid feats, full clear. And a lot of my wins, they were just dirty wins because I would always put a heavy defense down. And I like the way I look at it is I feel like the heavier defense you put down, the more dictation you have over how the clear is going to be for both sides of the party. And I'm not much so an efficient player because I screw around and I like to do a lot of off meta stuff. So it's It's definitely the way I don't watch Heinz's all of his Grand Arena streams. I'm sorry to say, buddy,
you're not
but
missing much. Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
the point I
It's
get it because
fine.
I don't know what your strategy is when it comes
no,
to
it's
it.
pretty simple. I suck, mate, so that's fine. You're not missing much.
Well, you're Kyber
It's
one, right? So you
okay.
can't be that bad.
I'm having a purple patch right now. I'm going okay.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
If you're in Kyber in general, you're
I'm up and
doing all
about.
right in
I'm
Galaxy
up and about.
Heroes.
I'm having a good run at the moment.
But yeah, it's very rarely do people go very light defense on Galactic Legends. So usually when I see someone only put 1 or 2, it's like, oh man, it's an easy day for me for the most part.
Yeah.
But then it comes down to efficiency, and you got to make sure you're clean. But it rarely ever does come to that. So it seems like the meta has developed where now if you don't have to do a full clear efficiently, it just comes down to when it just seems to be that you want to just kind of stonewall the most important zones so people can't get as many points as possible. So that just seems to be where things are, and very rarely does it go sideways. It's usually when I go up against a really good player that's very good at off meta that might potentially get a leg up on me. But that's Sir Loki. I played against Pimpo. Man, I played against a lot of Xerath. The match I had Xerath, I think he put 5 GLs down. I put 6 GLs down.
Oh my
and
god!
Neither of us got the full clear, and it only came down to my. I think my counter to Ray fell flat on its face. But yeah, it's nasty, and I think those are kind of the most fun because it really stresses your knowledge of off meta stuff, which can be a little finicky sometimes.
Spot on. I love it.
All right. And so the next one that I'll have for you, we're going to change gears a little bit here. For a lot of people who watch my stream, and for a lot of people who know me, music is one of the most influential things like in my life. I absolutely love and frankly super appreciate the music that you made on the game, because I've even sent it to I sent it to my brother who doesn't play Galaxy of Heroes. And I sent him the Book of Boba one, and he's like, dude, this is, he's like jamming out to it. He's like, what is this? And I was like, no, it's a content creator on Swiggle that made it. He's like, what the, I listened to this just I would just listen to it. So I'm super curious if you wouldn't mind talking about that just a little, whatever you feel comfortable or whatever you'd like to mention, but how you come up with either, lyrics or beats, or what gives you, what inspires an idea for a song, or, whatever it might be. I'd love to hear about that, because I mean, seriously, man, the quality, it just baffles me how well made those songs are. It's awesome.
You guys should have told me when to ask about that. I would have shared some of my old stuff I used to make, back in. Fun fact: I make all my stuff on Logic Pro, and occasionally I do FL Studio stuff as well. But I had a HP laptop that I did what's called Hackintoshing. So I wanted to get access to Final Cut Logic Pro. This is back when 2010. Whatever it might be. So it was a bootlegged Mac back then. And I created some songs on it. And if you guys had told me, I would have pulled out some of my old stuff, which some of it was crazy, but some of it turned out pretty good. It's one of those.
We're just going to have you back another time, and we'll play
there
them some
you go.
other time. I like it. Sounds good.
I've told my audience that I have a stash of some pretty funny stuff. But it wasn't actually, none of it was really Star Wars stuff. It was just mostly me just creating beats. And then when I'd find acapella stuff, and then try to match the BPMs or of the acapella to the beat, so it kind of sound like I think there's a Kanye West acapella somewhere of one of his songs. Maybe it was Black Skinhead. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was a while ago. Was Black Skinhead in 2010? I can't remember. Point being is I took that, got the BPM, and I kind of made a beat around. So it's kind of like a bootlegged remix of some sort. So it's one of those things where a little background of mine is I always love performing, entertaining. I did a lot of singing. I've won a lot of talent shows. Did a lot of lead parts of music.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It was kind of funny because I'm in 6th grade singing these old school classic Bobby Darin and Dean Martin. And in high school, the girls loved it and the judges loved it. Did a bunch of Frank Sinatra stuff. You can find some of it lingering on the interwebs out there. So I've learned piano. By no means I'm no Chopin, but I can read sheet music. I can play it. So it's but in going more to Star Wars, I just wanted to give a little background because it wasn't something that just came out of nowhere. It was one of those kind of side hobbies that me and my boys would come over on Friday eating our pineapple pizzas, and we would just make random beats. And my best bud, he would be falling asleep, and his little bro would be with me, kind of giving me some ideas on lyrics. He would actually write his own freestyle lyrics. But coming more into Star Wars, more in Star Wars land, it was one of those things where one thing I've been trying to do, and it's, it depends what your goals are with YouTube, but I love Galaxy Heroes, don't get me wrong, but I think the most important thing is creating a platform where people just enjoy you and your content. So I try not to box myself too much in Galaxy Heroes. So I like creating more evergreen content that, yes, in Galaxies, we know that it's kind of an inside thing. There's a new Boba Fett in game. or there's a new Lord Vader Jedi Master coming. For people that don't play Galaxy of Heroes, they can enjoy it too. So it's kind of one of those crossovers for creating evergreen content that people are going to always watch. Whereas a kit reveal for Eighth Brother, it's only our little circle that watches it. No one's going to watch it 2 months from now, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Star Wars stuff, I'm just rambling on right now.
Yeah,
when
okay.
it comes to the Star Wars stuff, I look for a few things. Since it's evergreen, I try to look for a few things. All right, what's going on in Galaxy of Heroes? Is there a new character coming? So like, for example, I'm trying to finish my stupid Jawa song. I've had a little bit of a creator's block, but I want to get going on an Inquisitor thing because one, we got an Inquisitor coming. And secondly, the other thing I look at is what's going on Star Wars at large that can, like Bad Batch, for example. We had Bad Batch come to Galaxy Heroes, but really I made it because Bad Batch TV show came out and everyone's looking for it. So I was like, all right, so it's a good time to put a product out there for people to enjoy. So it's kind of one of those things you kind of read what's going on in Galaxy Heroes, Star Wars, or what I really want to do. Like with the Jawas, there's no Jawa stuff going on in Star Wars at large or Galaxy Heroes. Yeah. But I really want to do a Jawa song. This kind of leads more into the style of what I do. For example, Jawas, I gave a little sneak peek to my audience at the end of one of my streams. I listen to a lot of different stuff, and sometimes I get inspired by certain flavors of music. For example, I don't think people picked up on this, so this is super subtle, but the song I made for Ahsoka, there was a little bit of a Billie Eilish inspiration.
From my girl.
Yeah, at the very beginning, like it listed at the very beginning. I was hoping for Kenobi. It's like just the way the group was. Like I listen to some Billie Eilish. I like the stuff that she does. So I kind of took a little bit of that more mellow. It's kind of got a little sad twist to it, but also groovy at the same time. The Jawa song, for example, that I'm trying to finish up, I was inspired by David Guetta, or randomly popped up on my playlist after years. David Guetta was popular when I was in high school. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I was listening to do you swear here? The song has a swear.
You can fucking
the song was called the song was called Sexy Bitch.
Hey.
And for some reason,
dude, Sexy Bitch, absolutely.
Yeah, and I was like, man, why is it I feel like a Jawa song would go well with this, like this type of style of music. So so it's mostly, sometimes I like to draw on like some favorite artists like Daft Punk when they broke up last year, which broke my heart because I was always a huge fan of them ever since Around the World as a kid. And that sucks breaking up. But I took a little bit of Daft Punk inspiration, incorporated into the Jedi or the Revan song that I made. Was it last year or 2 years? I think it was last year. That I put that one out. So it's just mostly kind of just sometimes listen to a random song and it inspires me. It's like, all right, what's going on in Star Wars? Let's see if we can try to combine them. And then we kind of take some key beats with, the main elements of a song or what was going on during the song. Like, stop me if this is getting boring.
No, I love it. I'm fascinated. I love
making
it.
Sure in case the audience is like, can we talk about something else?
It's fine. It's fine. Floor is yours. Go nuts. Go nuts.
Yeah, because this is more like stuff when I'm sitting in my pajamas. I got my hood up on my Gucci robe. I'm just sitting there like just making stuff. So it's not like Grand Arena or something like that where it's a bit more live action and involvedness going on. But yeah, basically when it comes to the Star Wars element, besides picking an artist that I kind of admired and incorporating a little bit of their style, we then take the main theme of sub songs. Like for example, the Kenobi. It was actually the Lord Vader song. I did the Battle of the Heroes remix. And it's kind of one of those things you want to kind of bring in some of what was going on during that episode with Kenobi versus Lord Vader. So we took a lot of beats from, like there's these pauses. There's a lot of action. All of a sudden there's a pause, some dialogue being exchanged. All right, the action picks up again. They're fighting. We're going to pause, exchange some dialogue. So it's a combination of taking the key moments of a song because there's a lot of fantastic pieces of John Williams and Ludwig, who created some of the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett stuff. So you want to take the core identity of a song, what was going on when that song was playing, and then kind of slapping on, I don't know, some inspiration from other artists, or maybe just something original that I'm feeling. So, and then obviously the voice lines are kind of what's the most iconic or the most memey, the lines that people are gonna
the like a bantha,
like a bantha, that was a fun one. Isaac also, Isaac 2187, he also makes a lot of other fantastic songs. So if you know me, you should definitely check him out because he was the one that finally inspired me because I've done all this stuff in the past to maybe just go out and take my talent that's kind of a bit more behind the scenes and bring it to kind of like what he did. So definitely he was the main inspiration. Just make me finally jump on top of it. He did his own bantha. He called it a bantha rave, and that was a good one. And it's kind of cool seeing like sometimes we both make a song on a similar topic, but it's like completely different, and that's the beauty about music. So I guess that's really a long-winded, overarching idea of how that stuff kind of works out.
No, that's great. It's good. I mean, you can tell it's a passion. You can tell it's a passion.
Yeah,
right?
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I like that. It's been somewhat well accepted because you know how it is with content creation, especially when you mostly cover Galaxies, where sometimes the metrics make you feel uncomfortable trying to go outside that box because it's not the normal stuff. But it's funny with every single one of those songs. If this is any inspiration to any content creators out there that are a bit worried of breaking their normal mold, every single time I release a song, it's always like 10 out of 10, thousands of views off the normal trajectory. But I can guarantee every single one of those, for the most part, after given some time, people look for it, people like it, and it's a lot of those have superseded the average view count of a normal Galaxy of Heroes video. So it's a fun time to step outside the box. I'm glad for the most part, people seem to like it. Yeah. Even the songs that I think are bad, people like them a lot too. So
no, they're really fun. And I'm genuine. Don't apologize for it, because a lot of people in chat are saying they love hearing when somebody's passionate about something to speak about it. And that's absolutely true. We know, the Grand Admiral quite a bit, but it's nice to meet also, the Grand Composer Arnold as well. So
there we go.
I'm glad you're able to talk about it, man.
That's awesome.
I really appreciate that. It was obviously like it.
Can we just ask some questions from chat? We've had a few come through. If you don't mind, let's just throw a couple of quick ones out. The first one was thrown out there. If you can take one Zeta back, which character would it come off? That's a good one. That's a good question.
Krennic. No, I'm sorry. Death Trooper.
Death Trooper.
It's so useless. They had the opportunity. They did a Krennic Omicron, right?
Yes.
And they did the Imperial Remnant touch-up or whatever it was. And it's like not a single time. Like, it's so easy just to make him work with any Imperial officer. It'd be or just Imperial officer, Empire leader of some sort. That Trooper was not exclusive to Director Krennic, which drives me crazy. But I'm a sucker for those type of Zetas. But I feel like that's a Zeta that's so close to greatness that could be a lot better. I mean, the only other dumb Zeta. What other dumb Zetas do I have? Like Holdo used to be a dumb Zeta, but she's got a capital ship, so it's like, all right, can't be all that bad. But the one that neatly jumps out, like, I don't think there's really a need for Death Trooper Zeta. I think it's funny how
I've got the Cassian one loaded up. Not a huge fan of that.
I was almost tempted with that when Rebel Fighters come. I was close to doing that one.
I lost a bet. I lost a bet, Arnold, and that was the
that's not the worst one in the world. It helps out the ship a little bit.
I know.
Visas Mar might be one too that I was like, didn't really need it on Visas Mar.
Now she's good with Starkiller. So
she's good at Scar Killer, but it's one of those where you don't really need it. It's maybe like the cherry, maybe, and I'm not sure if it's a cherry on top. It might be one of the chocolate chip morsels on the Sunday. But I think that might be. I'm scanning through my roster right now. There's not a whole lot that's
that's good. That's good.
Trash right now.
Another question from chat: has Gary sued you yet after the assault and battery? That was thrown out there by chat as well.
See, here's a top secret tip about that. You got to create a universe where they don't know there's a way out. They think that the struggle is the normal way of life. So that, if you just keep them suppressed in this state of mind and don't tell them better. I look at my boy Kim Jong-un, they don't know any better. They think everything's all hunky-dory over there. That's how Gary is.
That's how Gary is. Oh, poor Gary.
Kim Jong-un and I, we both of us never go to the bathroom. I never go to a bathroom on the stream. I don't have to do those basic human functionality, so that's how it just works around here.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. They've also asked again, what ships or fleets would you like added to the game? That's another question from chat that's been thrown out there. What are we missing, Arnold, in ships? Like, what have we got that we could add? Because we know how important they are now. We mentioned that earlier. So what would you like to see? What would you like to see?
I mean, first things first, I feel like we still need to work on fleshing out some of the fleets that we currently have. Like, I feel like it'd be nice getting a few more separatist items onto the list, fill up that malevolence a little bit more. Granted, you kind of rely mostly on the vulture droids to carrying all the work. But if getting beyond that, assuming we have fleshed out fleets for the Tarkin's fleet, and then Mace Windu, and then malevolence and whatnot, and even resistance kind of needs a little bit more. I feel like I don't think they're quite up the par quite yet. I really feel like we need something Old Republic related. I mean, there's you got Malik. He's got a ship. I think it's the Leviathan. He's got that. We have the Ravager from Nihilus, which we saw that leak. We're kind of wondering what's going on with that.
Still holding our breath.
Yeah.
Still holding our breath. Everything else came true except for that so far. I still think that's happening. I have a theory about that. But I think I feel like there's definitely a lot of ships in that area that I'm really surprised CG hasn't capitalized on because, man, Old Republic stuff, that's a moneymaker for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're right.
yeah.
Absolutely. So let's get down to some serious ones. Let's get down to let's talk about relationships, Arnold. Let's talk about relationships, and we need to mention, of course, that look, let's call it what it is. Yourself and CG probably there's a bit of friction there. Would probably be an easy way to put it. Would that be along the lines of, you know where I'm going with this, my friend? You know where I'm going, because I have to ask it, because people are they're gonna murder me in chat if I don't mention it, right? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I felt a little bad because when you were doing that.
I need to go there, and I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable about this, but I need to ask it because people want to know, right? We need to know. But look, how are things looking on your side of the fence when it comes to CG? Is you guys obviously aren't seeing eye to eye on a few things at the moment. That's pretty obvious.
I mean, I really don't. Here's the thing I want to emphasize to people. The thing I feel bad the most about this is the unnecessary tension that's created between, let's say, like, for example, when you had that interview with CG, it was unfortunate you kind of got caught in the crossfire of what really, I mean, at this point, like, I really don't give two craps about CG. They know where I am if they want to interact with me. It's more of a CG problem at this point. It's not like I'm not willing to open the door and say, all right, let's bury the hatchet, let bygones or Qui-Gons be Qui-Gons, whatever it might be. So I really feel bad for the people that get caught in the crossfire of it all, or the one-way crossfire. It's really just them that has an issue with me for the most part. But it's like I feel bad for like you or Gridden or Cubs or anyone else that kind of gets caught in this where, it's that unnecessary friction with you guys, I suppose, that it's really just more of an issue of CG and me. And my suspicion is I have my so-called possible intelligence, but I have a feeling I kind of know where the center of all it is. I don't think it's people like Crumb or the previous Doja. Don't have direct confirmation. I'd actually be surprised if Crumb had like a death wish against me or something like that. I feel like it's someone a bit higher up, just from the long-standing history I've known and talked to people afterwards. CG, the higher up manager, the people behind the curtain, not the people actually creating the game, those are the ones I think take up an issue with me. And I think really I always say, why do people have an issue with you and no one else? I say, go check out the Galaxy Heroes Wikipedia page. You'll find me on there. It's this permanent stain that I've made on their record. Is the biggest, I think the biggest coverage that Galaxy has ever gotten. In regards to that whole situation happened a couple years ago. Now it's one of those things where I try to remind people, like I know some people, they really want that bridge to be rebuilt between me and them. I try to remind people that I started doing YouTube not because the developers liked me or I wanted to work with them. I just started YouTube because I was passionate about something. I really loved Galaxy of Heroes, and if CG wants to be a part of that or not, that's totally up in the bulk. The ball's on their side. Yeah, I got some issues with them in the past that I've never gotten a sorry we screwed up. It's one of those things where the only time I ever hear from them was like when my account got compromised and hacked because of the I'm guessing it was a Facebook thing. Facebook might have an insecurity with the game. I don't know all the details, but long story short, some random person got a hold of my account. And that was the only time like I heard from Crumb. They came out, they investigated, and then they kind of disappeared off the map again. So like once in a while I'll send something their way, like, hey, there's someone that has a problem or there's a big issue going on. I'll never get a response back, but usually for like high level things that even though I know I'm not going to get a response, like someone lost their account or they got gypped out of something, I try to throw this message into the dark abyss, hoping that maybe someone will see it. Even though I won't get any affirmative confirmation on it, that maybe it made its way out there. So it's not like they don't know how to get a hold of me. They got my Discord. They got my phone number for way back when, emails, all that other stuff. Yes, I don't really know much what's going on internally anymore. The company, from what I can tell, it's different than the company I first was approached by in 2016. A lot of people that I knew, they don't really work there anymore. So I don't really know too many of the people that are there nowadays. So I guess really at the end of the day, it's one of those things where I feel like they've done me dirty quite a few times. So that's why I'm not like begging for them, like, please work with me. I want an exclusive. It's like, I'm here at the end of the day to have fun with my audience, create the content I am passionate about. And if they want to work with me, cool. If not, it's one of those things where I just kind of, I'm at my own private island. They know the coordinates. They want to come visit me. Yeah. It's not a high priority for me to get in CG's good graces. I don't know. I honestly don't even know what I need to do if they even wanted me in their good graces. But even if I knew,
that was my question. So say for instance, and I'm talking hypothetical. Okay, let's just talk hypothetical here. And they decide, you know what, we want to try and mend this bridge in some way, shape, or form. And they come and said, you know what. Whatever happened in the past. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's all be friends again, and let's do this for the community. Say they came forward and said, "Look, can we work out a plan in trying to improve relations here?" I assume you would be open to that, yeah?
At that point, Then if that ever did happen and I decline, and then any intention that would move forward, it would be on me. Right now, I feel like none of the tension or the crossfire that's occurring is my fault because way back when I remember reaching again, I never heard back from them. It was one of those things like, hey, maybe we should see what's going on. Well, let's see if we can try to get on a similar page. I never heard back. So I feel like right now the ball's in their court. If they really feel like it was a priority, they know where to reach out to me. And if they were to reach out, I would see, what's going on. I would try to do my best within. I don't know if they're still on this mentality they had back then, where the main issue that we had is that they wanted control over my channel, and me, Mobile Gamer, we just didn't want to give it to them. And I think that's really where it kind of boiled up to, especially I do take part of the blame for why communication went silent with all the content creators, because I feel like someone got ticked off. They ran away from the playground because we kind of, scared them off. We're like, no, this is our channels. You can't tell us what to put on there. You can't tell us what to say. So I feel like that right there is probably my fault, Mobile Gamer's fault, for giving that pushback to them. And that's how it should be. That's how other games work. Like Marvel Strike Force, the similar game. They talk so much mad crap about their game. Yeah, maybe some people higher up don't like it, but they don't treat them like how they were trying to treat us back then. So it's it would depend what they would want to do to try to rebuild that bridge. If they want to do what they were trying to do back then, the answer is no for me. I'm not gonna redefine or change the character of how I go about making videos and sharing my opinions. If we just get to a point where it's like, let's just bury the hatchet, you do your thing, we're going to do our thing. It's like, all right, cool. So I think it really depends what they want to do. It's not one of those things where I'm going to do anything they want to rebuild that bridge. But at this point, as I always said, the ball's in their court. So that's why I don't have any guilt in my chest about this situation, because really it's all in their court. If they have a problem, they need to deal with it. If they want to do something, they can reach out to me. Otherwise, they could do their thing, I could do my thing, and not to sound egotistical, but it's like I don't need an exclusive. It's when someone gets something, I can react to it afterwards. It's not the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing. I was just curious on. I mean, there's no doubt the community want to see you guys certainly improve relations in one way, shape, or form. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
I think that would certainly be something that we would all like to see. Me as well. I think that it would be great, certainly to see the bridge is mended. Whether that's possible or not, well, time will tell.
What I'm hearing is it sounds pretty safe to assume you're going to be the next community manager.
After Toyota declines the position, I'll take it out.
After Toyota declines.
Honestly, oh my gosh, I don't envy the community managers. I'll say that. It's just from knowing some of them in the past. I don't know what Crumb's grand plans are, or Doja Fed's grand plans are, but just knowing the other community managers, it sounds like that position can be hell. Yeah, I mean, not just the community side, but just them wanting to do stuff that the management tells them they can't do. No, we don't want to do that much engagement. I got to say, it's a tough position. I feel like the community manager position at CG isn't as valued as how other games treat their community managers. Yeah. So I actually, I know probably Crumb can't confirm or deny any of what I'm saying here, but I just, cause he works there, but I do feel I wouldn't want that position. I don't think they could pay me enough to be a community manager. I'm one of the unofficial community managers outside of Toyota.
Beautiful. I need to ask, because of course you know that every week I catch up with a good friend of ours. He's a bit of a fan of a particular baseball team. Our boy. Cubs, of course. Cubs, we do something every week with him. And you guys had a little bit of a fracas a little while ago, talking about relationships. Have you guys chatted and sort of, made up a little bit? Are you guys all friends, or where's everything with that? Is that still a bit raw, or is everything still pretty good there? Just curious.
No, we a little after the whole. Oh my gosh, that was October.
Yeah, it was last year.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it was one of those things where we both we both chatted. I don't know if I want to really talk much about what we said, but I think we kind of got on the same page after the whole ordeal. So yeah, it's one of those things where if Cubs wants to talk about, he's more than happy to share what he kind of talked to me about, and I understood where he was coming from in that situation. I think it kind of sucks because I think for a clarification, it wasn't all the content creators that were against me doing my own. Yeah, like I think you were cool with it, Heinzie, and I think Gridden as well was trying to. He was kind of Gridden always being that type of guy. He was trying to be that middle bridge between me and the people that actually wanted me to promote that event and those that really didn't want me to be any part of it, want me to just kind of buzz off. So he was doing a fantastic job trying to mend that bridge.
Yeah.
freaking graded, man. You don't give yourself enough credit. You do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that goes unnoticed. So.
He's not just sexy hair and a beard. Let's be honest. You know,
Dude,
he's
I'm blood.
actually
I gotta
he
step away.
actually
You
holds
guys
all the
are way
power.
too good.
He definitely holds all the power grid. He just makes all the power moves. That's
for
what it's all
goodness.
about. Absolutely. But no, look, I mean, it's good to hear that you guys certainly have had a good chat. I mean, I love my boy Cubs. You know that. Obviously,
Right,
we
yeah,
do stuff
yeah.
every week, and hopefully, it's good to see that you guys have had a chat since. I'm sure a lot of people would like to know, you know, whether you guys had chatted or not. So, anyway, let's move on from that. Last thing I'm going to talk about relationships. I'm sorry we're getting big and deep, but look, is there any way, shape, or form, Arnold, that Mabel Gamer can come back? That's what a lot of people want to know.
yeah.
Can we make this happen? Is it at all possible in any type of multiverse that we can get our boy Mabel Gamer
Multiverse.
Yeah,
back playing?
I talk to
Swiggo again?
him literally on a weekly basis, and we've done some collabs. Like I know we did a Marvel Strike Force collab about what was it, 2-3 months ago or something like that. So we pretty much we hook up like at least once a week, chat, see what's going on in life, and Marvel Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, future games like Star Wars Hunters and stuff like that. We're legitimate like one of like best friends in real life. So it's one of
That's
those things
awesome.
like you got content creators that you're just kind of I don't know associates, or you just kind of like mingle because you're in the field together. But no, like he's legitimately one of my best friends. So when it comes to Galaxy of Heroes, I mean he's never like fully closed the door, but I think he has a kind of like me. We both had a very sour taste in our mouth with how the developers ran the game, and especially towards us. I mean, it's a long story. The video's out there. They issued like a whole legal notice that they were going to take down our videos and take legal. It was
Jesus.
a lot of,
Jeez.
yeah, the videos. I made a whole video describing the situation. I know we kind of, glared over it a little
That's
bit.
okay. No, that's
but
cool.
yeah, definitely. There's a reason that's not like this. Some people think it's just made up artificial, like, I don't know if hatred's the right word, but friction between us and them. There's some really nasty stuff that you don't see in any other type of game with the stuff we've come across. I feel like that's problem number one. And I think problem number two is just he likes Strike Force a lot better. And I could definitely understand that. They're getting their own Grand Arena system very shortly, too. And that's the one thing he's been asking for.
Oh, look out.
Yeah, they're calling it the, oh, man. They were calling it Grand Tournament, but it was a little too on.
Too on the nose. Where'd you get that idea?
Gee.
Yeah, it's a little too on the
Tell you
nose. I
what.
do, yeah.
Wow.
I remember they asked me a lot about like why they should bring Grand Arena. What would I do? So I had I don't know how much input I had, but I remember they asked me a ton of questions about it many moons ago. So it's cool seeing that they're bringing. I feel like I want Grand Arena to be kind of a core thing for a lot of games. I would play a lot more mobile games if they had a Grand Arena system of some sort. That's the one thing Galaxy has ahead of itself. But with Mobile Gamer, I don't think the door's 100% closed, but it doesn't seem like he's coming back anytime soon. One, for making videos, he is really far behind the curve. Even though I told him I don't think that's going to matter that much. People are going to want to watch you just because it's you. He did tell me if they ever bring like a sandbox thing where you could play against your friends, he would 1000% come back and at least play like a fun Grand Arena with me. And who knows where things go from there. But in terms of enjoyment, he enjoys Marvel Strike Force a lot more than Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah, Cosmic Crucible. Thank you, chat. That's the name of the Grand Tournament or Grand Arena they have over there.
Gotcha. Fantastic. No, that's great. Look, I mean, we'd love to see our boy Mabel Gamer back. It was fantastic.
It sucks.
I miss his rants.
yeah.
I miss his rants. They're absolutely fantastic. When he
There's a chance he'll do Star Wars Hunters. He's kind of keeping his eyes. I don't know how big that game's going to be. It's kind of the only downside of Star Wars Hunters. It might be a little too generic of a Star Wars for people to enjoy because we play because of Darth Vader or Luke and all that. I don't know if people are going to play because there's a fart gator or something like that, some sort of knockoff Darth Vader. So that's that. We're keeping our eyes peeled, but we're definitely trying to. We're always looking for a game that we both can cover at the same time. Marvel Strike Force kind of been that medium where once in a while we can at least do a collab once in a while or something like that.
I like it. It's pretty cool. Grid, you want to ask about obviously some of the production side of things? I think we've talked enough. We've thrown him under the we've thrown him under the griller long enough when it comes to people around the place. So we'll give him a break on that. But you want to ask more about the production side of things, if I'm right, Grid? You got a few questions to ask there, brother?
Yeah, I got a few. And I won't take up too much time on it, but we wanted to give you an opportunity if you want to give any love to your production team. Anyone that I've spoken to and anyone who's watched any Galaxy of Heroes, I mean, look, I love my stream. I do a good job, but like I do not have the production value that you do.
Questionable.
Questionable. I do okay. I do like sub, but like there is a very clear distinguishment, I guess you will, of your production value. It is I mean, it's baffling sometimes. Like, I mean, just like literally where you're sitting, like you have the whole background, you have the
Wait, you think
TV in
this
the
is fake?
background that's working. My man went and bought a Star Destroyer.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, it's all real. You know, how did you afford the Star Destroyer? No. But like, if you want to give any love, like this is just, you know, if you want to give any love to your production team, because it is obviously just incredible, the things that you guys do. I love seeing like when you change rooms and you're like, you have like an elevator scene. And I know, like, I'm trying to picture, because like I have my OBS and I make my different little scenes based off of what I want to do. And I can't even just like imagine how complicated your OBS must be, or whatever system it is that you're using.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. So if you want to give any love to your production team, by all means, a good opportunity for it. And then we'd love to hear just from yourself personally, what do you consider to be some of your biggest achievements so far as a content creator? Doesn't have to be anything specific to Swigo. You're more than welcome to, but just like one thing I was going through some of your older videos, and I thought it was so cool. Like when you posted videos, like saying like, you know, you were celebrating like 1,000 subscribers on Twitch.
Right.
And
Yeah, it's crazy.
3,000, 6,000, you know. So what do you consider personally one of your biggest achievements as a content creator?
Oh man, it's a lot of questions thrown at me, man. Just throw the whole end of the interview here.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, just loved a production team if you want, and one of your biggest achievements. There we go.
So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot to go around in regards to that. I mean, how it all. I'm always, here's the number one. I think I said number one a few times, but one of the most important things I feel like it's weird. It's like I don't treat what I do a job. I've never called it a job. It's never felt like a job. I've had real jobs. This is not a job. It's a really fun hobby. I call it a great blessing to be able to do something I'm, you know, really passionate about for fun. And then the stuff I technically went to school for, paid $100,000 for tuition. You know, that turns out to be the side hobby, that being law, and I could do for free. Yeah. So it's kind of weird how things pan out. But when it comes to this, one of my biggest things is I always feel like, you should never stay stagnant. Always innovate. Keep the core of what makes you, and then like just kind of build on top of it, something new, something exciting. And the thing I always know is that people love the most was I called it the Arnold Cinematic Universe. I'd always play a character that was in, doing these various things. He was a bounty hunter at one point. He was a Jedi. He was a Sith Lord. So that was the thing I know is that people really like that a lot. It's a lot of fun. You kind of make up this fake little character inside of a universe. And so I decided, one of the moments, there was always like a milestone where the content kind of evolves a little bit. It changes. So yeah, because one of the things I know a lot of YouTubers, and, some of them, dead seems like a harsh word, but some people, they just, it seems like the time comes and goes, and you kind of look, it's like the one theme is, it seems like the content didn't evolve. They kind of just stayed the same for many years. And, I feel like to keep things fresh and exciting, need to kind of think of a cool idea or to build on top of a core thing and take it to the next level. So when I noticed that people really love the Arnold Cinematic Universe thing, it's like, all right, let's maybe elevate that a little bit. And the thing that actually really got that going, I think 2019, I came across Dr. Disrespect for the very first time, and he was doing a similar thing. He did a character, and the funny thing is, people think I ripped this part out. This part I didn't rip off. I've had my Gary before I knew Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect has a guy named Alex. I've always had Gary. And then we also did the whole stupid sunglasses thing. So it's like one of those things where he kind of took his character and elevated it to an immersive level. And then that's kind of what I was trying to do before. It was more in a budget fashion with just basic green screen. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to see if I can maybe do that as well. Just kind of take the characters I've made and create a very immersive environment for them. And a lot of the stuff I've done myself in After Effects, basic Photoshop, dabbled my fingers a little bit in Blender. So, and recently, shout out to Adam. I call him one of my Imperial engineers. He's been helping me with some stuff recently. Like, for example, we did which is a really cool thing. It wasn't a huge project. It wasn't Galaxy of Heroes, but the productive feat that we did where we created a virtual environment, created a virtual character, rigged it to me, and I did a live DJ event for St. Jude. Yeah, so it's like some of the stuff we do, it's like there's some things I can do. Like I could do some basic Blender things. After Effects, some of the stuff you do see here, it's created by me. Some other stuff that's a little bit more in depth with Unreal knowledge. I got to give credit to Adam for that, and to my one of my other guys' name. I always mispronounce their name. Georgie. I always mispronounce it. I believe they're based in. They were in Ukraine. They moved. They're safe. They're completely fine now.
That's good. That's
good. So I always butcher the name, but we've been working for a while too. So there comes a time where I feel like my technological talents might hit a bit of a wall, and then I eventually learn how to overcome it. But yeah, definitely not 100% of what you're seeing is 100% by me. I do have some engineers, Imperial engineers that help me in the background. So yeah, big shout to Adam and George. I'm butchering their name. Hopefully they're not watching, or else they always find it a kick. I just call them D. That's usually what I say. I keep it nice and simple. Yeah, because I'm Polish. I speak Polish, but for some reason I just can't.
Wait, really?
Really?
Yeah, I went to
Whoa.
Polish school. My dad's from off the boat.
What?
Yeah, and come on, Chicago's the biggest Polish population outside of Poland, man.
I was literally saved by a Polish dude last night. He helped me change my tire, or 2 nights ago.
No, yeah, there you go. If you ever need,
wild.
someone to frame your deck, or remodel your bathroom, or fix your car, it's probably a Polish guy. At the end of the day,
my
that's doing
goodness.
it. And my family is as stereotypical Polish as they get. One person was they flip homes, they renovate, one sells real estate, and my father builds single family homes in Chicago. So the whole stereotype of Polish people construction is definitely on point. With that right there. And I have a cousin who's a mechanic. So yeah, all the stereotypes is true about Polish people. But yeah, point being is, speaking Polish, you kind of know how to say certain things. Like I actually did pretty well in Spanish because the way grammar works and the way you say words are kind of similar to Polish to some extent. So it helps out. But I can't say their name for the life of me. Is the point I'm trying to get. So definitely with what I do, it definitely takes a couple of people, not a village, but a nice dedicated team that sees my vision, sees the characters I create, and tries to elevate it to the next level. And we've been experimenting with a lot of fun tech. As I said, the recent one was Adam and me doing motion capture stuff real time and doing practice
cool.
stuff like the DJ. So it's really cool. Trying to work, I don't know if it's cutting edge, but it's stuff you're not gonna. You see it in like movies and stuff, but it's kind of fun, kind of doing that stuff here. So it's definitely one of those things where I've learned a lot. I've done a lot myself. For the first series, it was pretty much just me because I couldn't afford it, and I still do a lot of the stuff you see here on my own. But there's sometimes where I don't quite know how to seamlessly integrate motion capture into Unreal, into OBS, and I need someone with more in-depth knowledge, and they know how to make games and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool with the stuff that we've done, we've come up with, and plans that we have that aren't quite yet fleshed out. So I guess that's the first part of it. Well, the second part was what, milestones, achievements, or something like that.
Yeah, just something that you consider to be one of your, just you personally, one of your favorite achievements. Yeah.
It's just I as I said, I think just the whole what I do, I feel like is just a complete anomaly. Again, it's one of those things like, I'm pretty sure you guys know too, just like you appreciate every single person that just comes to watch your video, no matter if it's one person, 5, 10, 100, 1,000. Sometimes we get, like 25,000, I think is the highest I've ever gotten on a live stream or something like that. It's one of those things where, I'm extremely blessed and fortunate to be where I am. And I never take any day for granted. And, kind of like I said, I know some YouTubers that their channel's quote unquote dead, their time has come. And I don't know when that is for me, if that day will ever come, but just know that every single day I feel like it's just an achievement, being able to do what I do. And as a result, I can, for example, practice law and help people out for free. Like I can't think of a better arrangement that. So yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of corny to say, but literally every day is an achievement. And if my time ever does come, I'm never going to be salty or bitter. It's like, it's one of those things where it's sometimes too good to be true what I do. So that's why, I always I know worst case scenario, I go full-time lawyer. I know it's such a
what a terrible backup plan.
Yeah,
what a
bad backup
plan.
plan.
That's why I have that outlook, because I don't need to rely on what I do here. That's why I purely look at this as a hobby, not a job. And if the day ever comes or, people just don't like watching me anymore, it's like, you know what? I had a great time. It was an absolute pleasure. Go full-time law. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I think that's honestly the biggest thing is just being able to be in this situation where, just over the years, you got people that like what you do. They like your talent or your passion, and they just want to be a part of it in some sort of communal aspect. So I think really that's the biggest thing. So it's one of those things, whether I was 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, or 200 billion now, that last time I checked. I don't know why I haven't gotten a big trophy for that from YouTube. But
I'm sure it's in the mail. I'm sure it's
it's on its way. It's on its way.
It's on its way somewhere. But I guess besides just that, which is the biggest achievement or pleasure or honor that I have, I guess, I don't know. I think it's just really just being able to, because, it's really weird. I don't know how you guys, Graydon, how old are you? I don't know if you mind sharing.
I'm 28.
Okay, so you're just in my neck of the woods here. I don't know what your educational background is, but I know for me personally, sometimes you don't know what you want to do growing up. You just kind of throw a dart at the board. It's like, all right, it looks like we're going to law school. Okay. So it's one of those things where, you know, you go to law school and that was like your intention of what your actual career is. I feel like the biggest achievement is, you know, you go to law school thinking that's going to be your primary modem of, you know, providing your income. And I just think being able to do that in a more of a pro bono or providing free service, I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like that's pretty sweet, being able to do the hobby as the main gig and the thing that was meant to, you know, you were going to clock hours for some, you know, corporate law group. And now instead it's more, you're helping those out in your community that, you know, can't afford legal services and they need guidance. They need to be pointed in the right direction. I honestly feel like that's one of the coolest things that I get to be able to do. And I guess otherwise outside of that, yeah, it's one of those things like I look at the whole picture and I'm very fortunate, you know, it's like where I am, I guess, just being able to hit all those little milestones along the way. They all have such an important meaning to where we are today with the whole entire channel. So yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint an exact thing because each of them are so important. And like, yes, I'm at 216 billion, but I value that equally as much as when I hit my first 100 subscribers. So yeah, it's just a really well, you know, what we're able to do. I just feel like it's an honor being able to. It's weird. People use the term influencer. I hate the word influencer. I don't see myself as an influencer, but people being able to see me as someone respected in the community because I'm one of everyone else in this audience right now. I'm no different except that, you know, a few more people like to watch me, but I see myself as, you know, as I always say, I'm a gamer first at the end of the day. I'm not an influencer or anything like that. I am a gamer first. I just like to have fun with my audience. So I don't know if there's really no specific achievement that I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I think just each one, every time, you know, if I ever hit 1 million subscribers, which Galaxy Heroes don't get me to that milestone, but if I ever did, I would treat that just as equal when I hit my first 10 or 100 subscribers. That's just how it is around here.
Do you ever get nervous before you actually start a stream? Like before you hit the go button? Do you ever get a bit nervous and you think, because I personally do, I don't know about you, Grid, but quite often I'll be like, oh yeah, gee, I hope everything goes okay. I hope everything works. Like, I mean, because we all freak out because we want to do the best we can. We want to strive to do the best we can, right? And do you get the same feeling that I do, and probably Grid as well, where you go, geez, I hope this all works out today? Like, do you get that feeling or not?
I feel like I'm cheating a little bit here because I've had, as I said, I've had such a long experience of public performances. I give a lot of public speeches. Obviously, with the going through law school, you have to do a lot of public discussion, public debate, being able to argue in front of a judge, sometimes a jury or an administrative board or for a client. So, and besides just more of that professional side, I've always just been a performer from an entertainment perspective. My long story, I got to give huge props to my great grandfather, my poppy, as I was called. He's the one that kind of inspired me to be a performer. We would always go to karaoke clubs, and I was like in freaking 3rd or 4th grade. We're singing Fly Me to the Moon. We're singing all this other stuff, and the old ladies would love me. Let me tell you. So it's like, and then, you know, going forward from there, I did, you know, my first talent show in 6th or 7th grade. I sang Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin. And those moments, it's like, you know, you're getting the cold sweats, you know, you're got vomit on your sweater, mom spaghetti, all that fun stuff. But when you're building this natural resistance or this comfort level, you know, then you go to high school and you perform in kind of a big theater in front of everyone in high school and the town that I lived in. And fun fact, first talent show I lost, you know, it's a learning experience. Then I won the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th year I won what they kind of had like a Miss America type of thing for the guys, for the seniors. I won that. And they had to actually prohibit me from competing in the final talent. So they let me be like the final act, but they didn't want me winning 4 shows, all the big shows back to back to back. So, and then I did musicals and stuff like that. So I've always had this thing where I'm comfortable working with the audience. I like eventually you kind of learn you kind of read the room and you kind of work with the emotion that the audience is feeling right now. They're excited or, you know, there's a different type of tone going on. So doing streaming, I mean, I'm in a room by myself right now. So there's that element where there's not hundreds of people. Oh, another fun fact. You're not going to see it on TV, but you know, the TV show, The Voice, I made it past the first round of audition.
Oh,
you don't see,
there we go.
You don't see, there's like several rounds before you actually get in front of a judge. I made it to the 2nd round. I guess my taste in music was a little too old.
Must have been.
But that was like that was high school.
Must have been the beard.
I've auditioned for X Factor, American Idol. I actually perform. And Disney World used to have an American Idol in Hollywood Studios where they try to emulate the American Idol experience, where they have you go through auditions, then you perform on the stage. No, you go through an audition, then you went to the producer to perform in front of them, and then you went on stage to perform for people in the park. So I've done a lot of fun stuff where I just love performing. I love giving people a good time, even if my performance might be completely suck. You're going to go out with the bang if that's the last thing you do. So I'm always so used to, I just love entertaining people. I love making my thing is, and this is kind of where it goes into the whole immersion of an Alderaan and all these other fun character stuff I do. But when I'm with people, I want them to kind of forget what's going on in life for a while. Everyone's got stuff going on. Yeah. There's always this weird social drama going on. When you're in my Kyber club, when you're in my universe, or when I'm on stage, just me with the mic and some music playing, I just want you to forget what's going on. Have a good time. So I kind of see that more from an entertainer's perspective. Ever since my great grandfather would play the Dean Martin variety shows, we'd go to the karaoke clubs. I just like having a good time and just being able to hang out with the audience and have them have a good laugh, have them have fun. So I guess at this point, the thing I get ticked off most about, if anything, is just internet crapping out. Otherwise, things, go off the rails, a play goes sideways, a joke doesn't fly over their heads, but you know what? That's just the nature of public performance. But otherwise, I give zero craps about what's going to happen because I know we're going to have a good time. So I never really have like the pre-nervous shits or whatever you call it before going on screen. If internet craps out, I kid you not, I flip out. Me too. That's my thing. I hate when things are out of my control. That's what drives me crazy. If it's in my control, I'll fully own up to it. I know how to maybe adapt around it, turn it into something else. But when internet goes out, I lose my crap because there's nothing I can do at that point. So
there's a bit of a laugh because in chat, someone's internet lagged just as you said that. So there you go.
There you go. It's the worst feeling in the world, man. Ever since I moved to fiber, though, when I moved, oh man, life has changed. But when I asked Mobile Gamer, because he used to be, we used to share a studio out in Chicago when he would come by, and we had Comcast. Worst freaking experience ever. Every week there was something going on. Moving to fiber was. That was one of the best things ever. Rarely any problems. So that minimized that. But otherwise, I think it's just like you have this unofficial social contract with your audience where, I'm here to stream to have a good time. What's there to be worried about? They want to come. They want to hang out with me. They want to have a good laugh. They would just want to have a good time. I want to have a good time. So that's why it's, I feel like there's not a lot on the line. I mean, I've done things in higher stress situations in real life. That's why I say this isn't a job. This is a hobby. Yeah. It's fun. I'm here to entertain and have people have a good time with me.
Yeah. And you do that very, very well, my friend. I think that goes without saying.
I'm glad you guys think so.
No, absolutely.
Mate, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And if that's, I'm actually glad. If everyone liked the same thing, this would be one boring universe.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Mate, we've had you for some time. I'm sorry. This
has been great, man.
It's been crazy. We're going to ask a few questions, but look, we still got a few to cover. But is there a chance maybe down the track we could get you back on again? That'll give us a chance maybe down the track to take a breath and catch up on things that we did and miss today, because I know it's quite late for you, and I know it's all about family time on a Friday night, honestly. So would there be a possibility?
A good time because my lady, the starter show, she's off the whole entire weekend, so it's not that big of a deal. So it's all good.
Oh, Starship Bachelor Party! It's on, people. It's all happening straight up. But look, we're gonna love you and leave you, my friend Arnold. Honestly, I think I speak for Grid and myself here. It's been an absolute honour. It really has having you on today. It's been a really, really fun chat. There's so many things we could talk about. I think, Grid, we could go on for another hour or two yet easily. We're not going to do that. But
is there any chance we could see the Iron Man clip?
Iron Man clip from me? What Iron Man clip? Oh no! What is this?
No, it's a little clip that I made a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah, we can do that. Sorry, now I know what you mean. Let's finish this on a high. Hang on 1 second. Let me just bring this up here. Hang on 1 second. Our boy Grid got a little bit creative one day. You will actually like this. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to turn it right up. All right. I've got to change screens over. We'll finish on this note. Hang on 1 second. Let me bring it up here. This is something that our boy knocked up some time ago. Hang on the screens. Let me take these
off. I'm rewatching the Marvel movies right now because my lady of the starter show has never seen Marvel movies. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch them. I had her watch all Star Wars. So we actually just finished watching. This is Iron Man 1, right? Sorry, man. 1, I
Yeah.
think this happened.
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure.
Okay.
Sorry, we're struggling on the camera. We can't have you up and running, but we'll get
Professional streamer.
I told you I'm hopeless.
Professionals.
You already bloody knew that, gentlemen. This is nothing new to either of you, let's be honest. But our boy Greer, let me get rid of my stupid head out of here as well then. If you guys can't pop up, you're going to get rid of me as well. So here we go. This is something that our boy Greer does. So we've got it all going off right now.
That was
Yeah.
one of my first interactions with you ever.
Oh gosh, that's a while ago, man.
That was a while ago. That was the gas unlock. I was watching your video, and for what I think I'd recently watched it, and I was like, for whatever reason, that reminded me of Iron Man.
So yeah, so it's a ripper little clip that our boy Grid knocked up. Pretty funny stuff. So we thought,
Oh,
hey, let's
gosh,
finish
man.
on a laugh, because if you can't laugh, what's the damn point, Arnold? Let's be honest.
Yeah, right. Exactly. My cheeks are hurting, man. I've been smiling too much during this whole thing. I'm gonna send you my bill later for that.
Mate, it's been great. Look, we're going to let you go, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It really has. We would love to have you back soon, whenever you could fit in the time around your very, very busy schedule. We know how important
Please.
family is to you, but mate, it'd be an absolute honor to have you back. It really
Yeah,
would be a
just
lot
let
of
me
fun.
know, man. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, ask and you shall receive. If I ever see it in my Discord shit bin that I have going,
Yep,
it's just
yep.
a giant
So-
pile of notifications. And it's some days I look and it's like, I'm going to tackle, and it's like, not today.
That's all right.
Today's not the day.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll just ping Toyota. He'll take care of it. It's easy. I've worked
There
it
you
out
go,
now. I've
Toyota,
decoded
yeah.
you now. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, mate,
Nervous Toyota noises.
thank you, sir. It's been great. Love to have you
Thank
back.
you
Have
so
a
much,
wonderful
Arnold.
Likewise,
weekend.
thank you so much for the honor of being on your show. Big shout out to the chat. It's great hanging out with you guys. Please, for my Kyber Club viewers, Friday nights, I'm usually not doing much. You have a home welcomed here for you guys to
100%.
stop by.
Anytime.
Guys, please in chat, give me some love. Give me some W's for Arnold, you guys.
Yeah,
Throw out
yeah.
a whole bunch of hearts and W's for
Yeah,
Arnold,
we
please.
want a crazy amount of hearts yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Get them in chat, please. It'd be an absolute pleasure. It'd be great to have you back. Of course, the Kyber Club is more than welcome to come and hang anytime they like. If you want to see an idiot play the game, someone that honestly is an absolute clown and does really, really, really dumb shit, I'm your man. Just saying straight up. That's what we do here. So thank you so much, Arnold. It's been
Thank you
great,
so much,
brother.
Arnold.
Have a
That
great
was
weekend.
Thank you
amazing,
guys.
my
It was
friend.
great hanging out with you guys anytime. Have a great rest of your night, and man, absolute privilege hanging out with all of you tonight.
Thank you, brother. Mwah. Have a great
Pleasure's
weekend.
ours.
All right,
Take
see you
care.
Take care,
later.
man.
See
Have a
you,
good
buddy.
weekend.
Mwah.
Bye.
See ya.